Hi, I'm Lewis from iiyama, and today I'm going to be giving you an overview of the all-new TE13A series interactive flat panel displays, delivering powerful yet essential tools for digital learning, teaching and collaboration, whether you're in the classroom, meeting room or presentation space. The TE13A series will deliver the broadest range of sizes from 55, 65, 75, 86 and even 98 inches. We have the versatility in this range to satisfy solutions for any environment. So before we delve deeper into the fantastic features on the new operating system of the TE13A series, let's take a look at the hardware because there are some really significant changes that iiyama have made to make your lives a lot easier on everyday use of our displays. So when you get in front of the new TE13A series, you will notice a whole host of features sat within the bezel of the display. First thing being that all-important USB-C port. This is a USB-C 3.2 port and it will deliver 100 watts of power delivery to your device when you plug it in. Not forgetting that USB-C will actually carry your audio, video, touch and power for your device. So it's a one port meets all requirements. We do also have two 3.2 USB ports if you wanted to plug in any peripheral USB sticks. We've also adopted hosting an NFC card reader with the ability for administrators and users of the screen to be able to log in and out and simply switch on and switch off touch functions and standby functions of the display. Two stereo 20-watt speakers are also included on the front bezel, delivering powerful audio capability. Two styluses are magnetically hosted on the central part of the display, but we also have this fantastic new feature called Stylus Pickup Sensor. So when you actually pick up the stylus, the board sensors that you want to start annotating, you can do that straight away over any content. So on the left-hand portion of the bezel behind me, we're hosting some really important features for organizations. The first thing, which is brand new for iiyama, is our PIR motion sensor. So this means that it will detect when somebody is in the room or not in the room, and it will put the display into standby mode. So that's a fantastic power saving and efficiency measure we're taking. Second to the PIR motion sensor, we're also hosting the ambient light sensor, which will detect the ambient light of the environment that the panel sits within and will reduce the brightness according to the brightness of the room. And last but not least, we've chosen to adopt some fantastically useful shortcut buttons for presenters and teachers alike. This gives you access to a multitude of different features, but one being if we're in a different portion of the display, I can utilize the home button and get back to the home dashboard really quickly. I can also utilize a screen lock function, so it will lock the screen and I'm therefore unable to touch the display accidentally or otherwise. I just touch that again to re-enter this. I can also access quickly the volume control, so I can mute the display or pump up the volume as much as I need to. And I can also access all of the source signal inputs, whether I need to get back to the Android or the OPS or HDMI or Type-C inputs, I'm just one touch away. So it's a really useful function. Whilst all of these new hardware features are absolutely fantastic to introduce, things like NFC, shortcut buttons and motion sensors, the core value for iiyama is always panel display quality and the touch capability and precision. We're introducing IPS panels on all of the TE13A series. They will deliver a 450 candela bright display with fantastic viewing angles horizontally and vertically, perfect for audience members whether they are in the classroom or in the meeting room. We're continuing with the PureTouch IR Plus touch sensor. This will deliver palm rejection and also 40 individual points of touch too. So now we move on to one of the major changes of the TE13 series, and that's the all-new operating system. This is iiWare 21E, which operates on the Google EDLA certifications. So you have access now to the full Google ecosystem of features and functions. So access to Chrome, Play Store, Drive, to name but a few. You have access to Google TV, Gmail, Maps, Google Meet, etc., etc. So it's a really fantastic overlay and introduction of Google features and functions and security for your display. But you will still have access to all of those fantastic iiyama features that you've been used to, access to things like the Whiteboard, iiShare to be able to wirelessly stream content from any device, no matter what the platform, and also to iConnect, which is our brand new device management system too. So whether you're in the meeting room or the classroom, having access to something like a built-in whiteboard is an invaluable feature really. It means you don't have to rely on bringing your own device, plugging in a laptop, etc. You can simply start straight away and get your ideas on the page as soon as possible. So you've got total access to the full toolbar of options. We can change settings, we can change things like the background color, which will be the most used things on sort of whiteboard functions. You can also add grids and lines, etc., but I'll have no grid on there. I'll go back to a whiteboard. You could add in a number of different sporting images as well, if you're wanting to work out your formations for teams, etc. But I'll go back to the whiteboard. Once I've done that, I'm quite happy to now start using the central toolbar and annotating, and I can allocate a color to a thick end of the stylus or the thin end of the stylus. So it's currently saying that the thin end will say black and the thick end will be orange. I can also then select those characters, and it means I can move my content wherever I need to on the whiteboard quite simply. You can add things like shapes, etc., but the toolbox is a really nice feature because it gives you access to images that you might have stored on the hard drive of the display or in the USB stick. So here you can see I've got a number of iiyama images which I might want to just add in. I can resize those images as well and put them wherever I want on the display. So it quickly makes the whiteboard a very multimedia, interactive, collaborative nest of information that you can access, re-access and save. You can save a number of ways. So you can add a QR code, take a snapshot of that and take away the whiteboard session that you've just enjoyed. Or you can actually upload it to one of your accounts, whether you've got a Google Drive or OneDrive account. So it's a really nice 360 way of utilizing the built-in whiteboard, but having access to it at a later date. The ability to wirelessly stream content from any device, whether it's your laptop, your phone, or your tablet, has become really important in all environments, whether it's the classroom or the meeting room. iiyama's solution is iiShare. This will quickly allow you to stream content from your device, and you can do it a number of ways. Firstly, we could go into the menu and accept Miracast, AirPlay, or Google Cast to simply just stream content from my device to the display. However, if you actually download the iiShare client to your device, that can sit on your desktop forever, and you've got the ability to then connect quite simply and quite quickly utilizing this code. And now I'm sharing my laptop to the main display. This will also allow for touchback, so I can now utilize the interactivity on the panel itself and go through to any of the content that I want my audience to see and review, and I can actually just scroll through that and select whatever image I want to select and start playing videos. So iiShare is a fantastic feature for a lot of customers. The wireless presentation capability on the TE13A series will continue to utilize iiShare, which will utilize the iiyama wireless presentation dongle. You must make sure that you activate iiShare within the main menu of the display. So you simply go down into the admin section. I've added a passcode, but not everybody has to do that. And under Screen Share, I would need to deselect iiShare and go to iiShare Pro. And you can see, once I do that, iiShare disappears. I can then go into the main apps in iiShare Pro, and I can just add that into the main dashboard. That means I can now utilize my wireless presentation dongles in the meeting room, as we've always done. So many organizations require great security and great control of their digital estate, and it's no different within the iiyama TE13A series. This is easily accessed through the device menu, and we can actually go into all of these different settings to personalize your display and your device, look at your gesture interaction, go into device to actually work out what microphone or camera we might need to use, switching on the NFC, the ambient light sensor, the stylus pickup sensor. We can rename input channels on the display as well, so that's really relevant to a lot of end users who don't necessarily know what Type-C or HDMI might mean. You can actually name those input channels and input settings. You can also have an admin passcode on your admin security. So we can put in a menu lock. We can actually go into changing that menu lock. We can go into meeting mode, and we can change the screen share settings as we told you before. So within that device menu, there's an awful lot of control for you there. But the story doesn't end there. iiyama is now introducing iiControl, and this is the new DMS, device management system, for all of your IT managers. If you have a particularly large estate of iiyama displays, you can remotely control, manage, update firmwares, lock apps. You can do almost anything you want to do with the screens remotely. So it's a fantastic feature for many IT managers. You can gain access to the full suite of tools in a couple of different ways on the TE13A series. We do have these handy side toolbars which will give you access to the home menu to be able to see what applications you have open, pen annotation, go into the main menu and see how many apps are available to you. But there's another way, and we can utilize something called radial menu. So I can simply put my hand on the screen and I gain access to the annotation to get to see what apps are open as well. I can go back home, but I can also utilize the snipping tool too. So if I was in some content that I actually wanted to maybe snip and make use of, I can go into this radial menu, select the snipping tool, and I can resize this snip to be able to access any amount of content I want. And then I can just simply input it directly into my whiteboard. So I've now got access via the whiteboard to be able to annotate, highlight, make notes on any part of the content I see fit. So it's a really, really nice feature, that radial menu, giving you instant access to superb features like this. So that's all we have time for. There's only so much I can take you through on a video. This is purely an overview video, and there are so many more features I'm sure you would like to see more of. Please contact your local iiyama sales contact and join us in our showrooms across Europe. We can take you through the full ecosystem of what the TE13A series delivers. It's a fantastic product set. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you do have any questions, please contact us at sales@iiyama.com. Many thanks.